Hello, welcome back. It's been a very long time, gosh. I have been gone since like July, I think, on this channel. I think I owe you guys at least a bit of an update. First thing, I changed my username. There's nothing much here, I just didn't like it for the past, 6 years? I kept it because I was too scared of changing it. I thought I was doomed to keep it all my life for some reason, but I mean, it's fine. I changed it. The world didn't end. So yeah, from now on I would deeply appreciate not being referred to as Psycho anymore, but Psyches instead. Okay, second thing, it is official. Dandy, my original universe, will have yet another sequel. It's been on the fence since May 2023. The script thread has been sitting there, and gosh, I cannot wait for the life of me for it to come out. I will try to do even more things myself. What I mean by that is that, for example, my previous Dandy quote-unquote chapters were in a music video format. And as much as I really liked it, because it was literally using the source of inspiration that caused the animation to exist, I didn't like the idea of using someone else's songs. First of all, because it could potentially make the video unavailable in some countries, but also because I'd be using the art of someone else for my own art. And like, I made my own thing out of it. I didn't claim the song as my own, but technically speaking, it's fine. It's just, I don't know, it still makes me feel a bit icky in certain aspects. So for that next sequel, I'll try to cut back on that. Emphasis on try, it all depends on what I decide to do ultimately. I do have an idea, but I need to think more about it on a technical level. Je passe en français juste 2 minutes. Pour ceux qui habitent au Mans ou pas très loin, je serai à une convention de tatouage. Alors bon, je suis pas tatoueuse moi-même, mais je serai là en tant qu'artiste exposante. Donc ce sera le 13 et 14 avril au parc des expositions au Mans. Donc voilà, si vous voulez me voir dans la vraie vie, je ferai des portraits, je vais vendre des prix, ce sera très sympa. Last thing before we get to the big stuff. Remember that animated meme compilation I did back in 2020 that recently got flagged down by YouTube? I said I would bring it back, but revamped, and I did not lie. It is still in the oven. It's going to be the same video, but divided by piece of media, and with other more recent memes added to it. I mean, you know my content, you know how it is. I will put a few of my favorites in shorts if I really like them and want to put them forward, so keep an eye out for that. It's probably going to be the last one of these because I feel like I've kind of just used up all I could do with this format. But also, you know, I'm torn because I really like memes in general. It's just, I'm a bit scared of what image I'm giving off to people with these. But for now, I think I'm not gonna do more of these in the future. So I talked about everything else I needed to talk about. Now, let's bring up the elephant in the room, I might say. So for those who are unaware of the whole thing, small reminder, there's Wick, this old video game. Well, not old, but like to internet standards, it's old. It just had that vibe and I was just super hooked to its characters and the lore. I dropped the game eventually. I grew out of it, only to fall back into a huge Wick phase in 2021. I thought it was weird for liking that game again, but apparently it's very frequent. Some people just rediscover things they loved earlier in their life and then fall in love with it all over again because now they actually appreciate it for what it is. It was definitely my case. Back then I liked it because I was like, ooh, it's a spooky game with dead ghost children and they haunt the woods. And then I would make terrible drawings and memes because of course I did. But once I got back into it later, I was like, man, I've been missing the point this entire time. This game's genuinely really intriguing. And then consequently, later on, I announced Wick at the Pines Roots, a fan comic sequel meant to add my own twist to the story while also trying to solve the lore of the prior games in September 22. The script of that thing took me forever, and you'll quickly understand why. I launched a fully animated trailer in June or July, I can't remember. It was actually the last video I posted here. Now, ATPR has 20 chapters, counting the prologue and epilogue. The comic started in July of last year. We are in March as I'm recording this, and I've only done 4 chapters. Back when I launched the project, I thought I would be done with the comic in summer 2023. I have never in my life been this slow on a project, ever. I beat myself up so much trying to understand what was wrong. I was like, surely it's because of my ADHD, surely it's because I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, or because of my job. This kind of self-talk went on until November 2023, where one evening I accidentally deleted one of the pages I had just done. I managed to salvage it, don't worry, it wasn't permanently lost, but for that small fraction of time where I thought I had lost it, I cried so much. You guessed it, I was done, I was through. I knew it was stupid, but I genuinely wanted to do good. I wanted to show people why I liked this game this much despite the years, and because I was stubborn, I ran myself into a project that ultimately wasn't worth this much time, and I made you guys wait a lot for this. Before you panic, I'm not abandoning the project, 1, because I cannot leave this unfinished, and 2, because I still love what I did with this project, story-wise. So here's what's going to happen. The comic pages are still going to be up on Instagram, and now they're up on DeviantArt too, and I will ask you to please not make an account and follow me on there. DeviantArt has become crap, and I don't want to support that site. I literally just post there because it's an old account, and I don't see the point of making a webtoon just to post an unfinished comic out there. I literally put ATPR on that website because you do not need to make an account to read it here, so please do not make an account. There's no point. It's literally useless. As for the rest of ATPR, remember how I said the script took forever to be written? It's because I didn't write it like a script. I wrote it like a literal book. I had gold in my hands this entire time. I could have just uploaded the script as is and it would have been great, and you guys wouldn't have had to wait this long. But because I was like, I'm a visual artist, I gotta do my stories in a visual format. But now I understand that there's no point in pushing things, and I want you guys to finally read that story, no matter the format, in a reasonable time frame. So as of now, every 3 days, 1 chapter of Wick at the Pines Roots will be uploaded on my DeviantArt account in its dedicated gallery. And it will be there on time, you have my promise. I will slightly rearrange the writing, add physical descriptions of characters, for example, things like that, since, you know, being a comic script, it didn't originally need things like that. But other than that, you will get the script of ATPR as is. I will also illustrate a few scenes, but I can't guarantee how many I will do. And overall, I think that now I'm ready for Wick as a whole to go. You know, I've met great people among Wick fans, but overall my experience in there has been hectic. Quite a lot of art theft. I've had a bunch of 13-year-old hardcore fans slide into my DMs giving me the weirdest drawing requests and being super creepy to me. I've had an honest-to-god stalker at some point. Like, I get that this game is technically just a slender slash creepypasta slash mascot horror or whatever you want to call it type game, so I'm not surprised this is what the fandom is mostly composed of, but dang, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm sorry, I'm at my limit. When I was in my phase where I was done with Wick, I'd feel bad about people asking me for Wick content because it brought me back to that younger, cringier me, those old stupid fan arts. And it's probably gonna sound weird, but I don't want to be like that for the people who worked on Wick. Everyone who's worked on this game, at least from what I've seen, has moved on, and I feel like by being stuck on their older content, I'm dragging them down when I could praise them for what they do now, which is what they do best and most likely represents them better as creators. As an example, the game designer of that game has done so much better than that, and I'm still stuck on that one thing she worked on when she was like 15, 16-ish. Like, why? And okay, I'll share something a bit vulnerable here. Those people who worked on this game, I don't know if they've seen my content ever at all, and so many times lately I've prayed they didn't. I'm scared that these people who worked on something that somehow mattered so much to me for so many years probably see me in such a way I'm not anymore, if that makes sense. I know I sound stupid worrying about what these people think of me, but I mean, I've dedicated my last year to that project a lot, and because it's not even involving my own universe and characters, I feel bad for those who created them. You know, I love what I did with ATPR, but I definitely think the reason that it was so hard for me to work on it was because this wasn't my original universe. And I had that thing at the back of my head of like, what will they think? If by any chance someone from Wick's dev team is seeing this, I'm sorry, ? If you want an apology for anything, at least, if you're fine with me doing any of this, just hi. And also please contact me because, like, man, I've tried solving this game's lore so many times. At this point, I just don't want to leave this earth not knowing what the real Wick timeline is. Alright, I don't care if I have to swear in the Bible or sign a contract saying I won't reveal this story to anyone. At this point, I just want to know the truth, please. Okay, huge parentheses closed. But does that mean I regret working on ATPR? Absolutely not. And I'm so happy this is the project that concludes my Wick journey. I got some of my IRL friends involved into the comics lore even though they would have never given the original game a chance. I finally gave that game what I wanted, and this is what I want to end on. Now I think it's time to turn the page and be there for my characters in my universe and also the other pieces of media I love. You know, there were so many movies, books, and games I cherish that define my tastes just as much as Wick did. I'm gonna give myself the right balance again. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for being here and for supporting me no matter how long you've been there. If anything was unclear, and I'm sure something was, please do not be scared and ask away in the comments. If not, we will see each other, I hope, very soon. Thank you, and see ya.